All right, you guys, next story up. The drama between Offset, Mama named him Kiari Kendrell Cephas, and Kenneth Petty. Kenneth Petty being the husband to Nicki Minaj. Mama named her Onika Mirage. Okay? All right, so you guys knew that Nicki was the host for the MTV, the VMAs that showed last 2 weeks ago. Nicki was the host, and we had Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B perform in the award show. I know that whoever be the showrunners and the people that arrange these award shows probably be tired as hell whenever it comes to these black award shows, or like whenever they got to know that they gonna mix these black rappers together, because it's always some shit. Like, some people don't get along with this. I mean, it's just sort of like you don't never hear about this kind of shit. You'll never hear about this kind of shit with nobody else, no other genre of music than with hip hop, okay? So Cardi B and Nicki Minaj obviously have a very, their past, they don't get along. Ever since they had that huge fight after the Grammys or one of them other award shows, they just have never seen it for each other, because, you know, it was always inevitable. The comparisons, Cardi B to Nicki Minaj, even though their styles is totally, everything about them is so different, but people still, you know, so they were pitted together. I mean, pitted against each other early, and it's just carried on. It's grown because they both have huge followings, Nicki and Cardi. And so the Barbs and the, what Cardi call her people? Cardi, and the Barty gang. So the Barbs and the Barty gang, they are the ones that promote the beef and even take it. I think that if social media did not exist, that these two women would not even, that it wouldn't be so much vitriol between the two of them, you know. But social media definitely has heightened this beef and made it to a point where these two can't even really be in the same room together, you know, which is really too bad, because they're both talented. It's a space for everybody, you know, and there's no need for that. But like I said, the fans is what has kept that shit going. And then you both have Nicki and Cardi that both will entertain the fans, and both, so they both get into it too, okay? But on this particular time, I will say, both Nicki and Cardi, even though they both have said their things and tweeted and shit, this time it's the men's, Offset and Kenneth. So while Cardi and Meg they performed in the VMAs, you know, we didn't have no run-ins with Nicki and them or whatever. But apparently Kenneth and his homeboys, since the VMAs were recorded out in New Jersey, so he was back in his stomping grounds. This is around his people, right? And so apparently they were outside kind of clowning, like, hey, we're at the hotel where Offset is staying, you know, nigga, come outside, like, you know, we ready. Like, they was threatening to do shit. As a matter of fact, let me see, I actually put in here what he said. They had threatening comments. Petty says, plan that vacation, you're gonna be planning your funeral, pussy. Okay, that's what Kenneth said. Now, do that sound like something that a man that's been on parole for, you know, who's going to be on parole for the next couple of years, because he did not register as a sex offender in California when him and his wife moved from, you know, the East Coast down to LA, he didn't register. So does that sound like something that a person that is on parole should be saying, knowing that, and putting on fucking social media? Okay, no, that's not really the smartest thing to do. But you get around your homeboys and, you know, motherfuckers be gassing you up, and you be, you know, you feeling good. You ain't been around your people in a long time, you know, because New York niggas and LA niggas is two totally different things. So I know that Kenneth probably was missing all that shit, that he was, you know, all his real true blues out there, you know. So he got caught up and probably was just like, yeah, nigga, come outside. Anyway, that next, Offset posted that he was not even at that hotel, that he was getting on a private jet, and that these niggas, broke niggas, is out there, just saying and talking and saying. Shout out to Hollywood Jen. But yeah, so Offset was kind of laughing it off on social media, but in the DMs, he was going back and forth with one of Kenneth's friends. Okay, like, nigga, where y'all at? I'm outside. Where y'all, where you gonna be? You ain't got no, blah, 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 all of this. Egos, male egos. Which is funny because usually the men stay out of it. But I guess they both was just like, fuck it, we in it now. We about to fully entertain the foolishness. And so that's what they've been doing. They was going back and forth and all of that, threatening to do something to Offset. Yeah, and I was just like, all this is stupid because y'all gonna fuck around, because y'all know men settle shit differently. Even though this was just looked like it was a bunch of talking, it could have went left. It could have been worse. It could have been something else, And it's just sort of like, what the fuck is the problem any fucking way? Why, if we went all the way back to the beginning of when Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, before they really just decided they didn't like each other, like, what exactly was the beginning of the beef? If somebody could just tell me that, okay? And preferably in neutral. The Barbs and in the Barty gang, Rocky, love y'all. I do. But y'all just be a little biased sometimes because you want to stick with your people, okay? And I get it. I understand. But somebody that ain't too vested in it, but know what happened, y'all just let me know, because it's just sort of like, motherfuckers gonna get killed over some bullshit. Like, the men make shit way worse. The women haven't really been in it, other than, they've been tweeting some shit, but they haven't really spoken too much directly on what's going on with Offset and Kenneth. This morning, we wake up and we find out that Kenneth Petty has been told that he got to be on house arrest for 120 days because of the fool of fucking niggatry he pulled out there in Jersey, out there threatening somebody. He's a felon. He's with somebody that's a felon. Like, all kind of shit that he violated. So they was like, take that ass home. Stay in the house. We don't know if you're going to get a ankle bracelet or not, but nigga, you ain't going nowhere for 4 months because you can't act right. You can't act right. And it's surprising because he actually usually is pretty quiet. It's usually his wife. But I guess Nikki was just sort of like, baby, go on and handle your bit. Do whatever you're going to do. That's on you. That's your thing. But yeah, where he messed up is putting it on social media. It's just sort of like, what is the gangsters today if they not putting shit on social media? Just sort of like, why are you guys on social media doing this kind of stuff? Y'all can't move in silence? I ain't even said that a motherfucker can't catch a fade somewhere, but I'm just like, do you have to put this shit on social media, is what I'm saying, People move a little differently these days. I'm from the old school. Of course, we didn't have social media back then, but, niggas back then, they ain't said what they was gonna do. They just did it. And really, if we was gonna keep it 100, I guess that's still how it works. So, not saying that I want anybody to do anything, but I want to say, if you gonna do something, we don't all need to know until it's done. Child, just let me not even say that, because I don't want our black men. We don't need y'all to be fighting and shit over something silly. Let's get the men back out of it. If we must fight, if both of those sides must fight, then let it just be the women, because at least the women ain't gonna kill each other, child. That's all I got to say on the next story.
Yeah, moving too bossy.
Child, now this story, now I've been seeing it, but I was just sort of like, not really sure if I needed to lend any, I didn't know if the story sounded so outlandish and not true that I was just like, this can't be true. So I hadn't really even been paying attention to it, but I was on Twitter and I saw Dustin. Shout out to Dustin Ross. Hey, Dustin. Dustin had posted or retweeted a video of this battle rapper named Geechee. Child, what is his name? Geechee. Oh, I didn't put the man's name in there. It's Geechee somebody. Now it's battle rapping, right? So battle rapping is quite gutter. Battle rapping gonna say whatever the fuck they feel like saying, as long as because the whole idea is to be like a gut punch, to have like that tagline, that punchline, that something, right? So you already got to know that the environment can be kind of hostile because we saying some shit in these battle raps. Remy is there at the battle rap, okay? I retweeted it on my Twitter, so y'all go over there and watch this damn video. But anyway, this guy, I mean, he just totally blasted Remy. I didn't think that any of it was true until I saw this video. And then I was just like, you guys are going to be very heartbroken to hear, but I believe that Remy Ma and Papoose are not together, okay? Now, this has been our black love couple since they was on Love and Hip Hop. You know, we knew the story that Papoose had been waited while Remy was in jail. Remember, she had been shot the girl. She was in jail for almost 7 years or whatever. They got married while she was in jail. He held it down until she got out, you know, and then he put her on a pedestal. This is my black queen. They had a little girl. They both seemed very happy. I mean, Papoose loved him some Rem. I believe Rem loved her some Pap. I mean, all of this, right? I mean, full wedding, in the castle. We done saw all of the love, everything. Child, they say that these two ain't fucking together no more. Can you believe it? I was like, what? So listen, I'm just going to read y'all what I saw. Fans have been noticing that the two have been absent from each other's social media posts recently. And you guys know that they used to post each other quite a bit, post a little girl, you know, all of that. These two are not posting each other. Apparently, on Father's Day of this year, she didn't even post a Father's Day post, even though Pap did, and then said family is everything, but he only posted a picture of his kids, did not have Remy in the picture. Okay, and so people are starting to notice that they weren't really together no more. Child, come to find out, and if you saw this battle rap video, this man then told the whole timeline of what the fuck happened with Remy and this guy that she apparently is with now. They're saying that he is one of her employees. His name is, he's a rapper, Easy the Block Captain. Apparently her and Easy, the Block Captain, are fucking around. And apparently everybody knows it. And apparently Pap even knows it. And even went and knocked his ass out. Okay? And my man worked all of this story into the battle rap while Remy was standing right there. I'm telling you, she ain't look like a fucking deer in headlock. In the headlock. Can you get Bambi in the headlock? She looked like a fucking deer in the headlights because she was just standing there. I mean, and this guy is telling all her fucking business that she started fucking this Easy the Block Captain and that Papoose had to knock him out and stood over him, and, you know, like how she was wrong for fucking with the help, and, you know, that Pap had been held. I mean, he said the whole thing. And child, she was just standing there. She had a little smirk on her face, but that's it. You know, and afterwards they asked her, you know, how she felt about what he said, and she said she was good because this is battle rap and she already knows what it is. So she already had an idea that something like this could happen, but I mean, did a nigga know that somebody was gonna have the nerve and the gall to get up there and just blast they shit like that? And I was like, oh, Rem. I mean, it might be all kind of other shit that's going on behind, you don't never know what's going on behind closed doors in a relationship. So, you know, and I just told you that marriages work and shit, right? But I surely thought that these two hadn't figured it out. I did. But, you know, things happen, and I just was like, wow. I didn't see that one coming. I didn't see that one coming at all. But That video is so damaging. And she didn't deny it. And everybody there was sort of like, ho, ho, ho. And even the guy, Easy the Block Captain, is who this Geech guy was battling. So he was actually telling him his own fucking story while his woman was standing right next to him. Pap wasn't there, obviously, but people was just talking. I just was like floored watching that video. I was just like, oh shit. I just hope that I hope you know what you're doing. Reminisce. Mama named her Reminisce. I hope you know what you're doing. Okay? I ain't saying that you need to be with Pap if a nigga ain't right. You know, if he ain't doing you right and all of that. But, you know, if you just kind of get into that midlife crisis and shit be a little, you know, rocky and all, I understand and I get it. Trust me, I get it. But let's look at the whole big picture, what we might be, you know. But, and again, let me just reiterate that marriage is not the end all be all. So if marriage is not for you, you ain't got to be married. I am also of the thinking that if a motherfucker can do fine all by themselves and they don't need that extra stress in their life, and if you feel like you want to be single, then bitch, be single. And that's bitch for a man or a woman, be single. Do you. But if you are going to make the decision to get married, then, you know, so that's what I'm saying. But I don't want people to think that, all she thinks is everybody need to be married and everything. No, I'm always going to be for the family unit. That is always going to be what I push. Okay. But I also realize that sometimes the family is fucked up and the unit just can't be. So, and I get that too. Okay. So I just want y'all to understand that. Don't be down there saying Roxanne, that's all she talk about is marriage and blah, blah, blah. Cause that's, baby, some days I'll be like, shit. Some of y'all single folks got it made. And that is no lie. No joke. Sometimes, and I think that my husband would say the same thing. Like, you know, sometimes when you think about it, you be like, shit, I could do this all by myself and it'd be easy. But, you know, the commitment. Is that what you really, really want? You know? So, anyway. But yeah, I was shocked on that one. I didn't see that one coming, but I could have added. I guess I could have added Remy to the divorce thing, but they're not saying divorce or anything yet. But yeah, isn't that sad, you guys? No more Rem and Pap. Gots to be more careful.
But not flossy. The streets that taught me. But we're too bossy.
And next story, yep, you guys, this story is bullshit. I don't know who Jonathan Majors, his publicity people, Megan, girl, I'm gonna need you to sit down with your man and y'all gonna have to come up with something better than this. Now, we already decided that Megan was kind of a PR stunt because, you know, shit ain't looking too good for Jonathan Majors. We know that he's in the middle of a court battle with his ex-girlfriend over some abuse. You know, supposedly he done choked her out and all that. Okay. Losing deals and all of that. You know, I'm guessing shit has become pretty desperate around at the Majors camp while we trying to wait for the court to happen. So, I'm not saying that he planned this, but I'm just saying. So, he was at the In-N-Out across the street from Hollywood High. Okay. And, you know, he's over there getting his burger, what they call him, the Savage Burger, the one that ain't got no bread or whatever. He's over there getting his meat burger or whatever. Lettuce wrap burger. I'm not an In-N-Out fan. People love In-N-Out, and I'm just sort of like, Big Mac me, please. That's right, bitch. Big Mac. Anyway. I'm in the mood. Y'all. Anyway, so this nigga's over there getting his food, and he look out the corner of his eye, across the street, he sees Shamika and LaTanya over there. I'm talking about in a fight, bitch. I'm talking about in a good scrap. Now, the video that we see is only from when he comes over there across the street. But before he comes over there, honey, them girls is wearing each other out. So that was the only reason why I was like, it could be real. But no, you guys, this shit is too coincidental. He come running over there. He break him up. You know, hey. You know, Apple hat still on. Don't lose the Kango, you know. Yeah, he come over there. Wait a minute, ladies, this ain't the way to be. You know, you need to be like me. Violence is never the answer. You know, why y'all fighting in first? I don't know if he said all of this shit. But what I'm saying is he came over there. He broke up the fight. Went on about his business. Later on, the Paps catch up with them. And they was like, hey, we saw you do the Good Samaritan act. You know, you went and broke up that fight. And he was just like, oh, yeah, it wasn't nothing but a thing. You know, and they was just like, well, what did you say to the ladies? And, oh, I just said, you know, you just need to be cool. Okay? That was his advice to the ladies, to be cool. See, they didn't know that the Paps was going to interview him. So he couldn't come up with nothing more profound than that. So he just said, be cool. But thank God that Jonathan Majors was across the street at the time that Shamika and LaTanya was getting into it over there. Because we don't know what would have happened otherwise. And make sure that you let the judge know that too. Okay? That's right, Judge. Jonathan breaking up fights all over California. Can't get no nicer than that, now can you? Jonathan, try again, child. Next story.
Don't tread softly, but not flossy, The streets that taught me, I'm just trying to get my nigga.
All right, you guys, next story up. This story is actually pretty frightening because apparently they found 2 black models. They're calling them models, found dead in downtown Los Angeles. Okay. 31-year-old Melissa Mooney. She died on September 12th. They found her in her apartment, and they are investigating this as a murder. And then Nicole Coates, 31 years old, died on September 10th. They lived just a block or 2 away from each other. Okay, so the fact that these are 2 models that they are saying, I'm not really sure what type of models, if they IG models, if they real models, runway models, I don't know, print models, whatever, but they're saying that these ladies, that it was very coincidental that these 2 live around the corner from each other, and they not really sure. Now, the first one that I said is being investigated as a murder, but the second one, they are not. So far, they haven't said that it was a murder or a homicide. They are still investigating that. The family believes that it was a murder because the aunt said that the girl, when they found her body, that she was like in a kicking motion and it looked like she was defending herself. I don't know how you would still be in a kicking motion after you've died. I'm not sure, rigor mortis, all that comes into play. So I'm not real sure how she looks like she was kicking, but that's what the aunt said. The mom said that they are determined to get to the bottom of this, that they that they don't believe that it was just a person that went to sleep and didn't wake up, that there was something else, that there was foul play there. So that is what's going on there. They are saying that even though they haven't really linked and tied all these deaths together, but they're starting to kind of keep their eye on some things. Now, there also was a story recently, maybe a few months ago, I remember, also another girl out there that was killed. Had moved from Texas, I believe, to LA, and was a stripper, and was also trying to be like a model or something like that. And she ended up getting killed out there too. So now it's looking like, I guess they're trying to see if this looks like this might be some sort of serial case, or what's exactly going on with these black model girls, young, right around 30 years old, 25, 30 years old, getting killed. God, it's not safe nowhere. It is not safe anywhere. And, of course, when you tell the kids that, you got to be extra careful, they think you doing too much. Oh, Mom, everything gonna be fine. It's just sort of like, and LA is my old stomping ground. So y'all know, I know how niggas act in LA. They ain't got no better. They shit could have got worse, but I know it ain't got no better. So that's why I just be really worried about my daughter when she's there. But, I try to just make sure that she got sense enough to stay out of trouble. And let that be that. But yeah, you guys, that is do you think it's coincidental? You guys think that this might be the beginning of something else?
way. We came from Section 8, and I knew I was at since the 2nd grade. Man,
all right, next story up, you guys. Halle Berry. We don't talk about Halle Berry too much, and then it seemed like I've been talking about her quite a bit recently. Now, they say that Halle Berry was pretty pissed at the fact that Drake had used a picture of her from the 2016 Nickelodeon Awards. She was on there, and you guys know, do they still do Nickelodeon Awards? I don't know, but you know that the big thing was all the celebrities would come and they would have to be willing to be slimed, okay? And that's when they just dropped the slime on you, green, you know, all of that, and you had to be a good sport and all that. So Halle Berry was a good sport at the time, and she did that. Well, the pictures from that, you know, Getty Images, they take pictures of everybody and everything. So Getty Images took a picture, captured that moment, and had the picture. And so Drake used that picture for his cover of his next album, which is going to be called something with slime in it, child. Now my damn internet is tripping. So I don't know what the name of it. I'll put it on the screen here, y'all. But it has something to do with some slime shit. So apparently he reached out to Halle Berry and asked her if he could use the picture. Okay. And I mean, she's Halle Berry. She's a beautiful woman. So I mean, she don't look crazy in it or nothing. It's not necessarily a bad picture. It's just an embarrassing picture. It's slime. You know, she's like screaming. The slime is on her. She kind of like this, and it's just sort of like, it's not bad or anything. But do you really want that to be on the cover, like the cover of somebody's album? Probably not. So she told him that she would rather he didn't use the picture. He still ended up using the picture. Okay. And somebody was just like, why are you so upset? That's more publicity for you. And, you know, you on the cover of his album, and this is Drake, and yada, yada, yada. And she said, I'm upset because the nigga reached out to me and asked me first. And I told him that I wish he wouldn't use the picture, and he still used it. If you was planning on using the picture, whether or not, no matter what I said, then what the fuck you even asked me for? Okay? You should have just went on and used it. I mean, the image belongs to Getty Images, which is another problem that I have. It's a shame that me as a person, I could be out, you can take a picture of me, and now you own that picture, and if you use that picture, it's fine. But if I use that same picture, then you can come back and say, I'm stealing your content, even though it's a picture of me. Okay? And you could actually sue. That's what a lot of the paps do to these celebrities. They go and take pictures of them, and then they own the footage, own the pictures. And then when the people try to actually use the footage, because I think recently that happened to J-Lo. She tried to use the footage. They sued her and said, that is our picture of her. Okay? Of me. You suing me over a picture of fucking me. But that's how the shit works. There's so many laws that protects the paps. They need to do something about that shit, because that don't make no goddamn sense. Okay? But anyway, that worked in Drake's favor, the fact that he could still use that picture. He used the picture just like he used the picture of that other girl for that other album that he had. I don't even know who that girl was, what the significance was, but you know, so that's what he does. He uses these pictures, and yeah, so I'm not mad at Halle. Was it wrong? I mean, business wise, he handled his business. He contacted the proper people and got the permission before he did what he was gonna do. But just as a friend, just as like, you know, the homie, yeah, no, that shit wasn't cool. He shouldn't have used that picture if she asked him not to. But Halle, it's not a bad, you know, even though we gonna remember that slime on your head, it's still not bad. It's not like she didn't look ugly. She just looked like she had slime on her. So anyway, yeah, that was a bitch move, Aubrey. I didn't like that.
Cause I'm never late. Came from broken homes and broken dreams to getting paid.
And child, speaking of Aubrey, let's talk about Aubrey from Danity Kane. She was on an interview recently, and she's talking about the publisher. So you guys know Aubrey has been the most outspoken of the group, Danity Kane. You know, we don't see the rest of them girls really that often. I know Dawn Richard is still out, but other than Dawn, we don't see those other two girls too much. But But Aubrey, we saw she was on the show The Encore, and you know, so she's mostly outspoken. She said that Puff had reached out to her a while ago about this publishing, you know, him turning the publishing over, but it had a couple of little conditions that, you know, Puffy did not let everybody else know. One was, or the main condition was that they had to sign an NDA. If they got the publishing, signed the NDA, couldn't say anything disparaging or bad about Puffy, his son Justin, the other one, not Justin, that other one that looked just Christian, couldn't say nothing bad about the mama, can't say nothing bad about Revolt, can't say nothing bad about Bad Boy. You cannot say nothing about none of those things. They had to sign an NDA disclosing that. And she said that she was not signing that. Okay, and she also called all of her group members and told them, please do not sign this because this is bullshit. And she said that she was able to, she even told them that I'll give you the $1,000. If money is the issue, I'll give you the money. Just don't sign. I was just like, oh, that to me is low-key shade, because you making it seem like I'm doing so much better than the rest of my band members or my, you know, my group mates, that I can actually pay them and they can still, you know. So that was like a shady little slight. I caught that shit, Aubrey. But you know, she was like, I'll pay them $1,000, just do not sign this. And I was just like, Aubrey seems like she could be a lot to deal with too. So, but yeah, so I just thought you guys would like to know the update on the publishing. Again, Puffy didn't have to do it. Yes, it's late and after the fact, but I mean, what do you want? Either you want to publish it or you don't. The man can keep it and make whatever little money he making, and y'all can try to get a little something off of it or what. But, you know, she said no, they need to not accept that deal. So, what y'all think? Y'all still think that Puffy should have been gay? I mean, he obviously should have been getting people that shit back, but, you know, it's business. And he was well within his rights. That's why nobody was able to sue him to get their money, because this is a contract. That shit is ironclad. It's there. So it's nothing, you know. So yeah, morally wrong maybe, but business-wise, I mean, you know, he did what he did, and that's that.
Bill, listen close, this is not a drill. Cause hungry trying to get a meal. I've been in light, who gon' pay a bill?
Next story. Oh my God, I thought I put this story in the first half. I forgot. Oh my goodness, you guys. This story actually, I should have had earlier in the top of the blogs. Sergio Brown. Sergio Brown is a former NFL player. I mean, he's played for quite a few teams, and now he is retired. And he has been in the news because he and his mother were missing. On Saturday, it had come to a head, I guess, that they couldn't reach Sergio or his mother. And so some of the family members went over to the house and they were missing. So they ended up reporting them missing. But the last time that anybody had seen or talked to either one of them was on Thursday. So by 72 hours, made it Saturday, they still hadn't spoken or seen them. So they reported them missing. As they were beginning to do the search, they searched the area of where the mother lived, and they weren't able to find either one of them. But the family members decided to look even further. There's a creek that's behind her home. I'm not sure if there's woods or whatever back there, but probably so. And there was a creek back there as well, and they found her body in the creek. Okay. And the body obviously had been assaulted, they said, so that she was murdered, clearly. She didn't just walk down to the creek and die. So they found the mother's body at the creek, still could not find Sergio Brown. Then the story started to take a shift, and they said that Sergio Brown has not been right for a long time. The family has suspected that he had a CTE injury. Now, CTE is that cranial, whatever it's called, you guys. I'm sorry, I should have wrote it down, but I didn't. But it's that brain condition where if you've had too many concussions, you basically have knocked your brain around so many times in your head that now your brain is damaged. And so football players in particular get this condition, but the thing is that you cannot be diagnosed with CTE until you are dead. They cannot go to that certain area within your head and your brain and keep you alive to even research and shit with it, you know? So they have to wait until you're dead in order to get a definitive diagnosis. And obviously Sergio Brown is still alive, and so they don't know for a fact, but the family said that he has not been right for a long time and that they had believed that he probably was suffering from CTE injuries. And so now the story is that he had something to do with the mother's death, but we don't know that because he is on the run. Well, we're saying that he's on the run. He's saying that he's not on the run, child. He ended up, some videos was posted to a secondary account, not his main Instagram page, but there's a secondary account. I guess they're trying to figure out for sure if that is still his account or not. But there's some videos that have posted of him. The first video that posted was him, it had his location on there. It said Mexico City, Mexico. It was clear that he was in a restaurant. You could hear like the music playing in the background. And he was just like, my mama not dead. He was like, if my mama is dead, you know, the FBI did it. You know, the FBI, they kidnapped me a few times. He was like, man, my mama ain't dead. She on vacation in Sinaloa. But if my mama is dead, then the FBI is the ones that did it. All right. But he was just like, y'all don't be fucking with me and all of this. Well, the video, like I said, had the location on there. And so once he realized that it had a location, I guess once people started being like, okay, he in Mexico City somewhere, he went and took that video down. But he's posted other videos, and now he's got locations different places. So now one video was he was in Australia supposedly. Okay, I think that he is probably down in Mexico somewhere, and you know, it's just been the hunt. They're not willing to say that he is responsible for his mother's death, but I think that that's where most people are leaning. His brother Nick has said, you know what, Sergio, we love you, and please, you know, just come back home. You know, they're just trying to get him back. We don't know what's going to happen to him, but like I said, they believe that he's suffering from CTE, brain injury, and sadly, they believe that he's probably the one that killed his mother. They say that the neighbors saw him burning clothes in the backyard Thursday and taking shit to the trash can. So that doesn't sound good. They didn't say whether or not the mother had on clothes when they found her, but, you know, I just feel like maybe he was burning. You know, I mean, you guys can put two and two together. It's such a sad tragedy because it's like, this is your mother, and if you were in your right mind, or whenever he gets to his right mind again, for him to realize that he's going to be the one that's responsible for his mother's death is going to be terrible. And then he gonna be in jail on top of that, and then he's got this brain injury. It's just sad all the way around. But yeah, they're still looking for him, and I guess if anybody sees him out there, you know, just let the authorities know. But yeah, they believe that he is on the run. They believe that he is responsible for his mother's death, which is just sad. So hopefully they can catch him before he hurts himself or somebody else.
Action been attraction, surplus with nipples lacking, shining light but still.
And then last story, you guys. New couple alert. Child, every time you turn around, they did hook this girl up with somebody else. Kim Kardashian. Did you guys know I was gonna say her? Who y'all think she's seeing now? Well, they say that she's seeing Odell Beckham. I thought Odell was with old girl that he just had the baby with. What's her name? Christina? What's old girl name? Lauren, child, not Christina. Lauren Ward. They just had a little child, a little boy, I believe. Yeah, a little boy together about a year or so ago. Okay. Remember, he had the baby right after the Super Bowl. Then they had the baby and all. So anyway, Odell ain't on that no more. Now he, you know, willing bachelor again. So they done hooked him up with Kim Kardashian. You know, she recently was linked to Tom Brady. I guess now she on her football man again, you know, football thing. Did the white thing with Tom, that ain't worked out, so now we back to back to your cousins. We'll see how that work out for her until she move on to somebody else. But they're saying that they're just hanging out, they're just friends. But what's her name? Kim Kardashian is smart enough to know that anytime she is seen out in public with somebody, people are going to link her with it. So I don't know if they work in the media or if they really are seeing each other. They, you know, they lying, child, who knows. I think they'd be adorable.
Time is coming cause I'm never late. Came from broken homes and broken dreams to getting paid.
All right, you guys, that is it. Let me get on off of here, get this edited. It's early on Thursday, so I'm gonna get all this up and edited, ready for y'all Friday morning. Okay? All right, so we do this every single week, so make sure that you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.